Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights, cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Richie Mensah live in the studio. He's watching his money being counted. Like, that one.
I'm waiting to count my money in my sleep.
Yeah, I can see you're tired, man. So when your money is
it's working for you.
Yeah, like, you're playing it. I'll have them call you. We'll reach you in a few days. But anyway, Betway's got a great news for us. Listen, we've all been there before. You've placed the perfect multi-bet. It's going your way until it's not, or one or more pick lets you down. Now listen, with Betway's Bet Saver feature, you can win even if your bet misses, and even on multiple losses, you can get your bet back and more. Bet Saver is exclusive to Betway. Get way more. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. Telecel says just dial *530#. Easy does it. It's made for me. It's bundle made for me. Customized bundle designed for your specific needs, because you love to be online as well and love seamless, endless connection and quick connectivity. Telecel says that you need to sign up by just dialing *530# and you can jump on the made for me bundles. It's made for you. And also great news for new customers who sign onto the Telecel fixed broadband. Today, you get 50% bonus, and for existing customers who sign on to Telecel Fixed Broadband, you get 300% bonus on every renewal. To keep browsing, just dial *900# and use Telecel Play app to download, or you can go onto the website. It's telecel.com.gh, or you can go to any retail outlet and you can get connected today. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies. Well, a certain energy is connecting in the studio this morning. Yes, I'm saving her for 9:45, right?
Right.
Yes. And it's very important that since it's a Monday morning, we just go into a lot of music business conversations. And it's no other person than Richie to help us do this. Richie, I'm excited you are here. It's been hard trying to squeeze you from that little rat hole that you live in there. He doesn't come out, doesn't go anywhere.
I don't even know how I'm here.
I see lately you've been doing some talks on your socials. Mind just jumping into that for a second before we even get into any music business?
I mean, I always say it was difficult coming up. I had to learn everything on my own, figure things out the hard way.
Yeah.
So, I shouldn't be irresponsible with the knowledge that I've learned.
Okay.
I might as well pass it on so that the next Richie Mensah out there doesn't need to suffer to get the information, inspire people.
What has been your greatest and your biggest lesson in music business?
In music business?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think we have enough time on this show.
Extension today, music extension. What has been your biggest lesson?
My biggest lesson in life in general, which I can bring to music business, is failures are just stepping stones to success. So keep failing and keep waiting to succeed.
Okay, no. But then let's drill it down to one of the lessons that you learned in this game. That that
you go fail, sir.
Failure is it's a bit vague if we say failure, because then everybody looks at what you have achieved and wonder at what point in time which one is failure.
Every day.
Yeah. So
I failed this morning. I failed yesterday.
So what are some of those mind blowing lessons? And I'm pushing you hard on this because these are things that people might judge and see from the outside and think that it's a smooth walk through, Lynx Entertainment.
Okay. Let me be harsh on my industry small. Laziness.
Okay.
We have a very lazy industry and we are very lazy in this country. And the more and more I work with people outside, on my hardest working day, I'm lazy compared to what is being done as the standard in other places. So
break it down. Where laziness in this context, is it the wake up and go and do, or proactiveness, or is it creativity?
Proactiveness, the ability to, the willingness to learn, searching for information, like paying attention to detail, knowing what your craft is. We're lazy in all regards. How many artists know what an EPK is?
Like, how many of them even break it down to want to get an
in
EPK?
Ghana, How many artists? I'm not saying how many artists have EPKs.
Okay.
I'm saying how many Ghanaian artists know what an EPK is. Even what EPK stands for, Crampo. Those who know crowd don't even know what it stands for.
Electronic press kit.
Oh.
Sorry. Sorry.
And those who know what an EPK is,
sorry.
how many know what a one sheet is? do you get my point? But outside, it's standard. An up-and-coming artist who's releasing their first single has a one sheet, an EPK, has a press kit, has their bio done, has everything done. But an artist in Ghana of 15 years does not even know what a one sheet is.
Today the tables will break.
No, so I'm being very frank. We're lazy and we don't want to admit it. So we don't understand. And then the worst part is we're lazy and entitled.
But Richie, you've worked with...
I've started hard.
Very hard. That's why I'm saying the tables will really break today. But having worked with, all the artists you've worked with, right? With the laziness you speak on, how have you managed to also give us the superstars that we've seen come from Lynx Entertainment? Because from the back end, I mean, I've sat
You're not going to like my answer.
No, I've sat with people a lot who have said that once they leave Lynx, we see the loophole in it because Lynx affords them that liberty to do everything and anything they want to do, and also gives them the human resource, to be seen as the superstars that they are.
Today I came in villain mode. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Do you get what I mean? So Lynx is only the one-eyed man in the land of the blind. The only reason
more to be done.
There's so much more that Lynx needs to do. I sit there and I chastise myself and I look at all the ways in which we fall short. And then I realize that if I'm executing at 40%, most are executing at 5%. So that makes us look like we're that great. But when you compare what we are doing to what's being done outside, we're not even the standard.
Right.
But when you speak of this, a lot of artists feel that they are putting in the work. Maybe for just somebody who's watching and say that, so because I don't know EPK, so that means I'm not doing the work.
They feel they're putting in the work because they don't understand what the work is. So what is happening is basically like a small boy who wants to play football one day, and they play small poles in front of their house, and they believe they can be Ronaldo. They don't know how many hours Ronaldo trains every day. They don't know that he stays away from alcohol. They don't know that they don't know what it takes to be Ronaldo. So they think the small poles they are playing is enough. Do you get me? So that's what's happening with us. We are very content with an amateur industry. I'm sorry, I'm being very harsh today. I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
I mean, it's a fair point.
It's a very honest bed.
A fair point that we sort of don't seem to have a holistic understanding of the space we are in, and it's
holistic makes it very nice. We don't have an understanding.
No interest.
How many artists understand publishing? How many artists know the difference between mechanical royalties, publishing royalties? How many artists know neighboring rights? How many producers sign splits? Like,
whose responsibility?
The people. It's nobody's responsibility. You cannot tell me it's a farmer's responsibility. Hey, somebody needs to teach a farmer about how to use a hoe or a rake.
Yes,
once you are going to farm,
It's I like what Richie is saying, because it seems as though only creative arts that we make excuses for incompetence.
Yep.
If I want to be a pilot, I'll learn about physics.
Thank you.
Just to know the world I exist in, to be able to apply my practical piloting knowledge. I'll learn about emergencies. I'll learn about healthcare. Somebody is giving birth on your plane. What do you do? Blah, blah. I learn a lot of other phrases. It's only music that...
Isn't it an industry where there are people who are supposed to do that for me?
No, we're lazy, that's why. And entitled. Entitlement makes us think someone is supposed to do it for us. Who's supposed to do it for us? We are supposed to do it for ourselves. And if not, then we keep quiet. You see, life, there's nothing wrong with being mediocre. But when you are being mediocre, then you keep quiet and accept your mediocre results. You don't complain that you are not getting, like, hey, why don't we get award on the stage? What do you mean, why don't you get award on the stage? What have you done?
So in based on what Lenny said, let me just, since we are going villain mode, let me just ask these questions.
Today I'm in villain mode, though, so anything you
people
guys
have
want
said,
me to say,
people
I'll
have
say
said
that.
that I get into links and then the deal, and they say all these things. Is it because of the wealth of knowledge and facilities and all those things that links has? Is the reason why there is a bigger stake in maybe an artist enterprise?
No, there isn't. Links deals are actually some of the best deals in the entire world. To create the record label deals that I had a lawyer in the States work on deals, the standard deals, and he sent it to me, and I said, there's no way this can apply here. So I changed the percentage to favor the artists.
Not to focus on links, but what were some of those kind of deals that are available for artists? Like just,
Okay, let's talk about something right now.
Yeah.
Since we're going into it, let's talk about record labels and artists and, they're chopping my money. Oh, my money, right? There's something you guys need to understand. When it comes to the world of investment, the only person that loses is the investor.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talented.
loses. Yeah, I mean, physical cash.
So you're No, that's the only person that loses.
Physical cash.
No.
No, because the
artist
Any
doesn't
resource.
lose anything.
No, you also
The
lose
resource you are bringing is you have it.
Your brain, but the brain is working. I'm not thinking as sharp as I was
No,
thinking.
the
last
investment
time.
is going into your brain, so your value will consistently go up.
Grow.
Yeah.
You finish. I'll
Whereas
put that one.
cash goes down. So the whole point is that when someone is investing in a talent, the artist retains the talent. The artist will continue to soar based on training, based on experience. They retain
The equity of talent.
Thank
yes.
you.
Yes. Okay.
So
I
the
agree.
only thing that the label or the executive producer has is the cash, and that is going down the drain unless the artist succeeds. So the risk factor is on the investor, not the talent. And what makes it even worse is the fact that music rights are split into two. This is one thing they don't talk about, and then they say, why does the label own the song? No, the label does not own it. Music rights are split into two. There's masters and there's publishing. The artist owns the publishing, the label owns the masters. Masters is owned by whoever pays for it, publishing is owned by whoever creates it.
Okay, just break it down.
Let me give
Yeah,
you an
yeah,
example.
yeah.
Like, if a house is built right now, the architect owns the idea, because they came up with the idea. But the house owner who paid for the house owns the house. You can't say because it was the architect's idea, he must own the house. So they separate rights. That's why there's intellectual property and then there's landed or physical property. So the masters or the song becomes the landed property.
I was going to ask you to just break it down for those who might not understand. They've heard the word masters, because there's also masters in university. I'm doing a masters, and then somebody might confuse you. Just so we have a clear understanding.
So the masters is the song, and the worst part is it is that particular recording of the song. So if an artist is on a label and they record a song that they wrote, that particular version belongs to the label. If the artist decides to re-record it, the label doesn't own it.
Taylor Swift, right?
Exactly.
What happened to Taylor
She's
Swift?
re-recording her albums because she
yeah.
had issues with her label. So there's going to be like two versions of her albums
Yeah.
on platforms. Whereas there's going to be like little differences and subtle changes. But she literally is recording her albums again.
We'll go into that.
Yeah. So once again, the label does this because they are the ones who are risking. Now, it happens so many times. Haven't you seen it over and over again? You have a label, a management company, an executive producer invest in an artist. They become big and they move on, which is just right in life. It happens. Marriages end. People leave their companies. It's normal. But now when they leave, all the revenue stops. Especially when you're in a country like Ghana where most of the revenue is coming from performances and brand deals, and you don't have the rights to that after the person who you've built up has left. Do you get me?
That's okay. So in a links deal, who owns what? Masters in an artist you signed. Who
Yeah.
owns what? Publishing rights goes to the artist.
Publishing rights for the artist, masters to the label.
Okay.
And how is money made, please?
So it means-
because these songs are on platforms, right? So
Yeah.
still the artist makes percentages of these songs on the platform.
100%. So the artist, so any money that's made from the masters is actually shared between the label and the artist. So if you want to talk about ownership, that is just to say that I own it.
Have you had to customize any contract to any of your your artists because maybe this maybe flat rate may not work with everybody. Have you had to do that?
I mean, if I have, I won't tell you because it's confidential.
Okay.
But in general, it's a standard deal.
And do the artists, are they okay with this deal? Do they see the end result in case they want to exit? Because that then becomes the conversation about the impression people have about Lynx Entertainment.
The deals, like I'm saying, the deals are actually in the artist's favor. The deals are actually very easy to exit. It's not difficult. If it was difficult to exit, I don't think artists would be exiting.
So does it mean that the artists that have exited Lynx based on good or bad, whatever it is, bad faith, good faith, whatever it is, are still most of them still stand on some of these confidential, deals that you work with? It means that Lynx may own most of the music that they have released.
Oh no, it's not that we may own. We own all the music we've released.
Oof.
No, but they have the rights to it. Look,
so when you own, does it allow them to perform the songs, or you decide if they can?
So that's the funny thing.
Okay,
we decide if they can, but we have never limited anybody from it. The truth of the matter is, the funny thing is, they are even supposed to pay royalties from performance, but we've never even asked for it.
There are rumors that
I think
Miss V couldn't perform. There are rumors. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Villain mood. Sorry.
There are also rumors that I'm 6 feet tall. As you can all see, that's not true.
He went to Motown, just so you know. I hope you accept the fact that he went.
Every now and then there's one good guy. We'll look at it.
I mean, there were rumors around, restrictions on performances.
I think everyone knows those rumors were not true, because while those rumors were going on, she was performing her songs. It's not a thing. The truth is, I've never ever tried to limit an artist or anybody who breaks away. I'm the kind of person who feels like, we'll say bekunjata. Finish the sentence for me.
No idea.
We wouldn't know.
Just to put something in there.
That's not bad.
I mean, if you were born to kill a lion, you don't
fight cats.
Yes, you don't fight like small fights, basically. So if I know where I'm going, and I was on the path with somebody and they veer off, for me to use my attention to try and fight would be delaying my greatness.
Again, not into so much details if you can't share, but what would be Lynx, or what would be your advice, or what is a Ghanaian record label's biggest revenue source? Is it from endorsements? Is it from streams? Because now we question streams and all. So, or is it from performances?
I don't think there's an answer to that, because the way music is, it's dependent. There are artists who are making a lot of money from...
Yeah, that's artists. I'm talking about Lynx.
I mean, no, I'm saying, so the artist is on the label. It varies based on the artist.
Okay.
Do you get me? We have performing artists. Like if you take someone like Samini, people will pay any amount to watch Samini perform. So if you take a Samini, maybe he will be getting more revenue from performances than from streams. Whereas there are artists that people stream them, they have very high number of streams, but people are not crazy about their performances, so they make more money from streams. Then there are those who have the swag for the brand deals and everything. So it's really dependent.
It's a tough terrain to be in. Sorry, I think because you've entered villain mode, it's a tough terrain to be in. I can imagine. I mean, not to take the fact that you've done an amazing job, steering this non-regulated, if I can say for want of a better expression, non-regulated, bushy, wild west military that we are in. Yes, there are rules and regulations, there are laws, but example, these laws can't even be followed because the things that are supposed to let these laws stand themselves are not even existing. So it's very difficult. But it's a situation like that we had, for example, like Dope Nation, for example, and now there's a go at each other with Lynx,
Kwame Eugene.
Yes, and Kwame Eugene and all. How does that make you feel, whether you are right or wrong in any dealings, whether it's an investment and then it doesn't go as planned? How does that make you feel? How do you work out your sheets again to stabilize, or are there certain exits that have been very crippling to the brand?
Oh, I think exits should be predicted.
Okay.
And that's what I mean by marriages break up. People leave. Do you get me? Like, even my employees leave. Do you get me? board of directors, you have directors leaving. It's normal in life. So you cannot create a business without preparing an exit strategy. So that's the same way you can't sign an artist without preparing for an exit strategy. So you need to know that it takes, like, after a while they will go.
Did you expect the Dope Nation exit?
I don't. You see, when I say it should be expected, I don't mean like, oh, I'm thinking this person's about to go. But with any artist, you should know that at a point in time, they will go. So it's only a question of, will I make my money back before they go or I won't? And that is the reason why the label maintains masters. Okay. Because when you maintain masters, then it's a way for you to recoup.
Make money, yeah. Okay, you're not the first person talking about exiting artists, exiting their labels. D Black mentioned it on Friday as well, where he said that.
Can I say something about artists exiting labels? I don't know why, but I think Ghana is so fixated with artists exiting labels. I've had so many conversations about this, and I don't get it. Why? It's a topic.
It's like it's taboo.
I don't get it. Why? I mean, I can mention everybody here's previous company that you guys all worked in.
We crave attention, even if it's in the negative.
What D Black said was that he doesn't expect an artist to stay with him for more than 7 years, right? He did mention that, and it's normal for the move to happen, right? Yeah. But still on the Dope Nation conversation, people have alluded to the fact that for every artist that has left Lynx, that doesn't have that exponential growth anymore because they've left the label. Dope Nation is different. They are a different narrative because even after leaving, we've seen that they've had a lot of.
I disagree that the others haven't.
No, not to say they haven't, but on the level, I'm saying on the level
that's what they were on.
Because people say that a lot.
See, it's posterity. See, people forget. Because, for instance, when Asem left Lynx, he had Bye Bye featuring Kwabna, which was a massive hit. When Easy left, she had a massive hit with Mr. Easy.
And even Medical.
And exactly. Miss V has done songs with Tiwa Savage and Yemi Alade afterwards, which have done great. Do you get me? So it's about posterity. See, what people forget is that an artist's shelf life is shorter than a label's shelf life. So the question we have to ask when we are saying, let's say, Asem failed after he left Lynx, where are Asem's mates?
Right.
If Asem is the only one who failed, then you can say it's because he left Lynx. But of Asem's mates, I think only Sarkodie is still
active.
So it's that's how life is. That's like comparing an actor to Disney.
Are you in touch with Asem?
No, I'm not.
Why?
I don't have contact. He's in the States. It's not a big.
You have
problem.
contact with Andy,
that's my sister. That's my brother. Please find me somebody else.
They look for the contact.
When you, I mean, there's been a lot of conversations around Asem. People see him on socials, and have you ever been pushed to get in touch to rework? I don't know, something. I know it's a difficult. I mean,
as you know, people ask all the time. People ask, "Oh, are you in contact?" But this is what I'm talking about. Why is this a conversation?
Because
yes, you see, let me justify. So Jeff, let me show you something.
After I'll justify why it's a conversation.
Like, let me say something very arrogant right now.
Yeah.
I'm a world of knowledge.
Yes.
You guys have me for 30 more minutes. Why are we talking about Asem?
Good. I'll tell you why we're talking about Asem. I'll tell you why, because once upon a time, a monster was created from a certain camp. A monster whose music changed narrative, healed people, soothed people. People listened to it to be okay. We jammed. It was a moment in time in Ghanaian music history that can never be forgotten. Whether you like it or not, your association with Asem would never be forgotten.
100%.
And people would never be able to disassociate you from him.
100%.
And people will always crave to see if there are opportunities such for the artists again. If some magic, for purposes of nostalgia, for purposes of like bringing back what music used to be, and all those things. So that institution, I mean, it's there. I mean, it's like somebody's saying that if Achimota School were broken down today, God forbid, which it can't, maybe St. Peter's and maybe St. Rose's. Let's use that one for example. If St. Peter's and St. Rose's were broken down today, years on later, you'd have people still ask questions like, government, why haven't you rebuild the school? So it's very normal. Hence the justification for questions such
Yes.
to you that
But that's not what's happening here.
Yeah.
What we are not getting is we have so many big problems. We have
Like?
so many things that need real solutions.
in links.
In Ghana.
No, I'm talking
the
about
music-
Asem and links.
No, I'm saying in the music industry.
Yes, but I'm talking about Asem and links.
Yeah, so I'm using this just as an example
Yes.
because, like, I respect you guys all here so much.
Yes.
And this is a trend
Yes.
where even you guys,
Ask these questions.
Yes, that's
on
my
behalf
point.
on behalf of a certain public that
but you
wish
don't, you don't
hear,
get me. Like, my point
hear
is that as
something
we're
from-
sitting here,
Yeah.
we should be thinking about solutions to
We
make
have.
sure that, no, 1 second.
Yes.
We should be finding ways to make sure Black Sharif
Yes.
and Camido
Yes.
and Olive the Boy,
Yes.
the new breed,
Get signed to links.
No, not get signed to links.
Then-
are going
then
to
I'm-
have an industry
Yes.
that can make them so much money that they won't have to have these conversations 10 years
Yes.
from now.
Even
But
when you start
instead-
dating Lenny, she will ask you about your ex. It's very normal.
normal, but my point
So
is that,
that's the regularity in the focus
yes,
that.
but the problem
I mean,
is the problem with
yeah.
that is when we spend so much time.
No,
on
we're not spending
fixation-
time. It is the only reason why we are dragging it because you didn't answer it.
I think.
You see,
I
have
think
you noticed?
that's
when we
what I'm
started-
saying. That's the only reason
Have you
why.
noticed when we started the conversation
Yeah.
and we're talking about the industry? We
Yeah.
spent like 7 minutes on this, and then we went to artist and label breakup, and we've gone like 20 minutes on
I
that.
think-
Even before Asem came in,
No.
there
Yeah.
was Dope Nation.
I'll
And
tell you
then
what.
the-
Richie used an example
Uh-huh.
of people moving to companies, which is beautiful.
yeah.
We hardly have artists moving from one record label to sign on to another record label. Like I've left links
No,
to
in Ghana,
House.
Good, because
So-
we don't have a lot of record labels.
Aha. So then back to the one-eyed, the king of the blind, the one-eyed man is king.
Yes.
Aha. So that's why there's a lot of it's normal. I mean, even political
fixation,
parties,
right?
The fixation is
Yes.
on this, and
So-
they say they only throw
so I want
stones,
us to
only throw
break-
stones
I want
at
us to break
a
the
tree that bears
fixation.
fruits. So it's
Oh,
normal
I don't
for.
mind though.
Aha.
One
And
thing
that's
about
why
I think
Richie hasn't been here. Richie hasn't been here in a very long time. So when it comes to it, we'll spend 100
think-
hours with him. Ask all the questions that we can ask.
Generally, this
So
is
not to
like,
focus on Asem, but it was just along the line.
I don't mind
We miss
Asem.
him.
Here's my thing,
Yeah.
And me, I don't mind having these conversations at all.
Yeah.
But my thing is that I want us to have progressive conversations.
Yes.
And I feel in general, forget artists, breakups, and links and everything. I feel in general, Ghana is always so fixated on the negative. And anyone who understands growth mindset understands the fact that the more you focus on the negative, the more you have negative.
The learnings from that another record label will pick from this conversation is what not to do.
But that's not what we focus on.
But-
we don't
but-
focus. Wait.
But so it is normal. But now, right now we are dragging Asemo.
No, I've moved on from Asemo. I'm talking about
Yeah.
solution mindset.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't focus on solutions. We discuss problems over and over again, and then there's a spin-off on the discussion on the problem. So let's say, for instance, as we've discussed this, the bloggers are going to take something that I've said
That's
and
them.
write an article.
That's them.
No, I'm showing you the spin-off.
Yeah.
And write an article based on the negative one, and then another radio show will discuss the negative part about the negative.
Zelensky and Trump had over a 2-hour meeting. It was just about 5 minutes that's popping up online. So it's fine.
I think
Richie.
I think Richie is like a genuine example of like victim of success, right? Because one thing we forget is he was, I might be wrong, but he was a creative before he became a businessman. Now
He
this
was
is
a
a guy,
musician.
a musician. This guy is someone who has to be very heavily business minded, right? Because he's a shark in a sea of fish to say that, his record label is so successful. And I can't imagine how difficult it's going to be for him to have to deal with artists when he knows they're struggling or they're leaving, being a businessman and a creative. Now, he said something about shelf life. Now, these artists, the height of their success perceived is when they are with links. It doesn't mean they were not successful after. What we know is they're super successful when they're with him. So the narrative comes when they're not with Richie, they fell off. Now he does a lot of work we don't see. So I can't imagine the position he's in. And he's in that position because of how successful he is. Because he's so big and he's created all these miniature, so to speak, Richies, because they're learning off him. It's like, who else are we going to talk to this about? So that's just to say, that's why when he's around, these conversations always come up. Because honestly speaking, I don't see another Richie who is doing what Richie is doing. So it goes back to how difficult is it being a businessman, being a creative, having to deal with creatives who grew under you, who for whatever reason were not as successful as are perceived to be as successful when they were with you, and we can't escape these things.
I actually really understand it, and I think I've said this before, that the truth is the Lynx force is great.
True.
Right? Like, I currently have about 60 employees.
Wow.
So when we are working on something, and those are my employees, those are those who are paid monthly, not the friends and the contacts who all chime in to help.
Yeah.
So when you are not there, you go from having that to having one or two.
That's
five
the thing.
at best.
Yeah.
And a lot of people.
This is what we don't see.
I've heard this. I've heard this.
That's why I mentioned the human resource.
platforms. I want different answers. That's why I'm asking different questions.
a lot of people say they are looking for the Lynx secret or the Lynx template or the Lynx strategy. There isn't any.
No.
There isn't.
Richie,
the whole
come
thing
on.
is, you see, the
So now we are
industry.
asking the same question.
Yeah, you see, the industry.
You've the same answers for a long time. That's why I'm asking.
No, listen. The industry is
Yeah.
so dynamic. You
Yeah.
cannot. What you did in January will not work in May. It's any. Okay, let me educate any manager out there who thinks they've cracked it. You haven't. It's going to change. Like, don't we all remember when radio used to break hits? When was the last time radio broke a hit? I remember a point in time that we would never release a song without a music video that same day, because TV is what is going to make people love your song while it's being played on radio.
But back to what you
Now,
said, isn't
music
it,
videos are.
isn't it our lack of dynamism that's holding us back as an industry, as a people, our lack of growth, our lack of learning, and all these things that's holding us back?
I mean, it's part.
Let me also say something before they say I didn't talk. I think I'm quite part 90% because I think Richie is speaking for both of us, and the message I'm getting is that it's not a magic wand
At all.
It's a discipline of doing the little things consistently and properly.
Don't accept this in Peter's
No,
guys.
no, no.
He's giving you a
You
goza.
understand? You understand?
Right there.
Being on time, being professional, improving your knowledge base, working with the right people.
Oh, I'm going. Please do the
researching.
interview for me. You are saying it all. You understand?
I'll enter this wrong.
It's
I'll
not-
enter it. It's wrong.
the moment look, it's
I'll
like
enter it.
it's like the moment you equip yourself with the tools, physical and mentally, no matter how the tide changes or the trends change, you
Exactly.
are equipped to deal with it. But we have a lot of people who want the end result but don't realize that they themselves are raw material. And if you don't put yourself through a process of Azunto stage and you follow Azunto, when it changes and you don't have
I
punctuality,
beg to differ.
and you don't worry, you don't have
finish.
punctuality. You don't know anything about record labels. You don't know anything about split sheet. You don't know anything about your one sheet, EPK, nothing. You just followed the hit and boom, boom, boom. Whether you left Lynx or you left Jason's label or Lenny's label, it will not be the same because there were behavioral patterns that 60 people were doing for you. When now it's you and your 3 guys and come to interview on time, self, they are late. You were here long before your interview. I cannot say that about the last 20 artists that have been in this.
I tell you what.
Go on our YouTube and look at the last 20
global
artists.
thing because
It's
there
not
we've
a-
sat in. I'll help.
Let me
We've sat in,
let
finish.
me pack my car.
Yeah, you finish.
Let me pack, I'm being
I'll
serious.
finish,
You
yeah.
were here a good 20 minutes before your interview,
No, almost
or
an
even
hour.
almost an hour, right? The artist who needs oh boy, the artist who needs the platform doesn't do that, and I think the responsibility is also on us to call some of these things out. We don't need to be keep being nice to these guys when we see them self-sabotaging.
That's
If
the
there's
word.
if
Ooh,
you are self-sabotaging your own career, you have a big song, big video, somebody has put money in your record label, and you can't wake up and come for interview. Charlie, you still be no bed early. It be visa interview like you did there. It be flight like you did there. So you telling me that Charlie yesterday we no bed early means that my platform is not a priority
No, it means
for your brand
it
building.
means they are not a priority to
Yeah,
themselves.
to themselves. And you think
And
I will do that
you know
with
that's
you.
the definition
Finish.
of self-discipline. The definition of self-discipline is respecting yourself enough to do what you need to do for yourself.
yourself.
Because if your teacher says sit down, you sit down. If
That's
your boss
authority.
says sit down, you sit down. But when you say sit down, you can't, then you don't respect
Then there's
yourself
a problem.
enough.
Charlie,
Yeah.
artists they enter here every day. The first word be sorry, Charlie. I don't want
Yeah.
your sorry.
There's one thing I tell every artist that I sign. When I sign an artist, I tell them, I hope you know that you've just been employed. The same way somebody is working in the bank and they go to work from Monday to Friday and they work a minimum of 9 hours a day, that is what you need to do to succeed. So every single day you will write a song, you will dance, you will learn interview training, you will record, you go to work. But most artists will play video games until it's time to record in the studio, and they will eat and relax until it's weekend for them to go and play a show.
And the eat was double entendre, but go on.
Right.
And let me not even be too hard on artists, because it's not just the artists. We have managers who are less disciplined than artists.
Yes,
There are more villain questions here from big fans. You know me.
But Richie,
there's a villain question.
You mentioned that if you're looking on success of a label on the global scale, Lynx is probably doing 40%, right?
Yeah. I'm even being very proud by saying 40 because we're not rich.
in identifying some of the loopholes and then also being solution oriented, what would you say are some of the things that as a music industry and then as an entertainment industry largely, right, what can we do to improve? Because time and again we have these
you guys made a run away from us. You made run away from plenty questions. You finish. We'll come back fast.
Time and again we have these conversations.
Which will come back next year.
Comparing Ghanaian artists and even Ghanaian actors, and it trickles down, you know, to especially Nigerians before we even get to South Africa and then to outside of Africa, right? So what is the solution? Because it's very disheartening when you know that there are lots of talents in the country, but
we need to invest in our infrastructure. And when I say invest, I don't mean money. People just attack, hey, we don't have money. No, I mean invest our knowledge, invest our time, invest our efforts in our infrastructure. Let me show you something. I have done very well for myself in breaking boundaries internationally, and every boundary I have broken, every room I have entered, there was already a Nigerian there. Some of the rooms there is a Nigerian who opened the door for me to follow.
Right.
So we need to understand that we keep thinking our Ghanaian artists are not international because of the artists. They are not international because of the infrastructure. You see, there's a reason I fought so hard to be able to set up distribution directly, right? Like, a lot of people don't know that I've had the power to distribute for other artists outside the label since 2017. So that's 7 years. But I never did it, because if I was going to do it, it was going to be indirect, where me and Kasa, when I'm sending my song, I'm sending it to somebody else who will now
plug it.
Yeah, plug it, and then the delay of time, I have to send an email and don't see it till it's 10 p.m. over here and all that kind of stuff, and they won't prioritize us. I wasn't going to do that to other artists. I had to fight to get that infrastructure, because I realized nobody is fighting for us in certain rooms. That is what needs to change. We need to fix our infrastructure. Like, do we understand what a music industry consists of? Are there, aside record label, which there aren't even enough of, we need distribution companies. Direct. It shouldn't just be Lynx that's doing this directly. Over the next 5 years, let's try and get 5 more direct distribution companies. There need to be publishing companies. There need to be booking agents. Do you get me?
So that, well, even though you've swerved that, but I'll come to it at 9:45. So that's where you are headed to now, into distribution.
Yes. So I'm trying as much as possible that after 2 decades of doing this, my gray hair is starting to show, you know, even under here and everything. Let me use the rest of the energy I have left to put in place certain infrastructure that can help the industry. Do you get me? I want to be able to do for a lot of people instead of just the few artists that I can always sign. Do you get me?
Does it mean that you are going to hold on with signing artists to manage as you used to do?
So not necessarily, because what I've done right now is I've split the company into the different services that we used to offer everybody. So there's the distribution part. There's the booking agency that can also just take an artist and turn you into a nice revenue stream by getting you shows and brand deals and stuff. We have a creative and PR agency for anyone who is just looking for how to push their music and stuff out. Then we have a video and photo studio that can give you the quality that you want. So you can walk in there and choose the service that you need. Instead of it having to be, when you walk in, it needs to be everything.
You've moved deeply into entertainment, being that beyond managing musicians, you also have media personalities that you manage, and then now gotten into film as well with a movie Pawn, right? In totality, what would you say is that fire that keeps burning in you to see the entertainment industry get onto a certain level? Because I think that your growth is very beautiful to see, right? From the musician that we knew to producer to label owner, and then now blowing it up to other branches in entertainment. What's that thing that keeps you going?
From the yard to Baba. So I put something on my IG not too long ago where I said, with every successful person, they knew where they were going before they got there. And the thing is, when I finished Motown, he was my senior, by the way.
Hey,
He was an indisciplined one.
What did you do?
This man always walking around with the camera.
But I think I'm your this thing.
I was born yesterday.
He said you were a pervert. He said they walk around the school with camera. You for tell me what
I
I will tell you.
School, you understand? Our school teachers. I mean, you are enjoying the product of a Motown now. I mean, that's all of you. Aren't you enjoying the conversation? Richie, give it to them.
So when I finished Motown and I said I was going into music and entertainment, somebody asked me what my vision was, and I said at the age of 40 I want to receive a lifetime achievement award for my contribution to entertainment globally.
Oh, okay, nice.
I'll be 39 soon, so I have 1.5 years to achieve that. So my goal was never I want to hit. My goal was never I want to do a hit song, I want to perform on this stage. I've always felt, and I don't know where it comes from, but I've always felt like I can contribute to the entire entertainment scene, and I need to do that. So that's the calling that keeps pulling me. Like, people complain sometimes that I don't stop to celebrate my wins, because while everybody is saying, "Tell it, Richie, you try," I am so busy working on the next thing, not realizing that I just did something amazing. So sometimes it can be a bit of a negative, but I try to manage. Like, as I'm here, what I'm working on.
I remember just this one. I didn't give you. I remember some day I came to your place I came home. It was a long time ago, in the very, very early days, and then you played this song to me. Wasn't Kill the Game. Someone was an early one, be Charlie, and when I heard, I got a secret.
When I get you.
Yeah, and I was like, classic. So I mean, right from the beginning, it was success was staring at you. But now you've entered a place where it's like, villains are attacking to understand. It is important to know these things that he says. But okay, let me just go back to where I was. Has it been a fairly successful space, or would you say it's a fairly successful space to be in as a record label in Ghana? Because aside you, others have tried, and many of them have failed, or they're standing on just one artist. Hence the reason why we use you, because you have a catalog of artists that you've shown consistently that when I touch you, I can make you. When I touch you, I can make you. There was last two Hammer's Time. He did same, quite a number, but some just came to record and go. It was a Hammer touch, but you managed the person, you managed them. And I don't need to go through the names again and again. Hence the reason why we use you always as the yardstick. Is it a profitable space to be in, or would you advise anybody to get into this space, into this music management artist space? Because you seem to have diversified.
If you don't want stress, don't enter that one. There, I can tell you.
because I'm saying that because we've seen so many other. I don't know if Boo House is still existing. It's still in existence. I can't tell. But if you come along his way, he would work under his label. But I don't know whether it's an active business day to day. This guy. The one Wendy Shea's manager, Bullet. I think he's still actively working. Who else? I don't know. It's like it's
Kewa.
Very few. Yeah.
The fact that he's struggling to remember even tells you that.
It's fine. It's a slang.
No, it will tell us.
Yes. Would you advise anybody to put his money into that space?
I will, but just like any other industry, it is very difficult. I'm not going to let anybody believe that I've had a smooth journey. I haven't. I'm not having a smooth journey now. You know, every year is a struggle. I know, like, we make it look like it's easy, but it's not. There's nothing easy about it. But I just don't believe in stopping. I'm a bit deluded in that way. Like, when I get on something, I believe I'm going to succeed. So I'm not going to stop until I succeed.
Which artists are currently signed to Lynx?
3.
Okay.
So we have Kiddy, DJ Veroski, and DSL.
Okay.
3.
Yeah.
Just the 3. I thought you had like 5 new artists.
Yeah, so when we did the distribution, we had to let go of some of the artists from the full management and just offer them distribution deals and services.
Were they annoyed at that? Heartbroken?
I mean, definitely.
One thing is, like, I constantly imagine how difficult it is for him, right? Again, being a creative and a businessman, because as an artist, the first thing you want to do is be heard. You know, you're not thinking about, that's why people get on bad record deals, you know, they sign to bad people and all these things.
Yeah.
So when you're letting these artists go, from an emotional standpoint, some may cry, some may say, Richie, I want to work with you. And I'm sure there are artists who are knocking on your door right now, like, you know,
I never check my Instagram DMs. Anybody sending me DMs, no, I'm not checking it.
How do you do it? Even to the artists who are not doing as well as they were with you. Yes, they have a shelf life and all these things, but they grew under you. Emotionally. How do you deal with this?
First of all, it's very painful. I can tell you that as a creative, as a creative, when you see a legacy die, it's very, very painful. When you know what it could have been. Do you get me? But you also need to understand that my slogan from 2024 to 2025 is, it is what it is.
I understand that.
Do they acknowledge the inevitable dip? Like 60 people, they work for you, they do your artwork, they plan your tour, they do your PR. You have this machine behind you, and then one day you say, I want left. Do they, in that conversation of I want left, do they acknowledge that it's going to be them and 3 guys?
You know, I think it's hard to see. And it's especially hard to see because they are not the ones running the ship. So they may not even understand what it takes. So let's say
they don't understand what has gotten them where they are.
Yeah, because somebody is in the company. Yeah, they know there are 60 people. They see people walking around, but they don't know what she does. They don't know what he does. They don't know how many times you have to call Jay Foley. Oh, Charlie, I want to make you book my artist on your show. They don't know how it happens. They're sitting there, the song comes out, and it's being played on 3 Music, and it's like, oh, Charlie, Three Music like my music. I hit. They don't understand the process.
Where do you think, I'm just on the artist side. Look, they say there's no smoke without fire. And that's people are being too soft on Rich. I don't know why I give him. I allow him to give you all these business.
Because I'm in villain mode. If you come on me, I come harder.
Where would you think? I'm just playing devil's advocate. Where do you think would be the flaw on Lynx's part?
For what?
I'm just saying that there has, of course, people come and go. I started off at Foresight TV. I'm not there any longer, so it's fine. People have been there.
Let me answer your question before you go into it. The flaw on Lynx's part.
I'm just asking, where would you say might be a challenge? Not even a flaw. Yeah, that's what.
The flaw on Lynx's part is we've had too many successes.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, like you've mentioned another record label that has had a number of artists. If you mention a record label that has had 4 artists, how many artists have left that label? 4. Do you get me? So the only reason you can mention a lot of artists who've left Lynx is because Lynx has had
victim of success.
Of all the artists you've worked with, who do you miss most?
Oh, always be Miss V.
Why?
I call Miss V Ronaldo.
Oh, wow.
Miss V is that artist that whatever you needed to deliver.
There's somebody in the window there.
Yeah, the legend.
Mr. Butt!
Oh, Jason, open them. He wants to come in.
Richie.
Yes.
You see,
coming.
There's a saying that, especially for creatives, right?
Yeah.
Once you are something,
I wish we could get him a chair. It will be ideal.
You're
for
welcome.
The first time, let's have
for the second time.
Close up.
These are the people who made me. You people.
They'll help you on another chair, another seat.
For the second time, you're welcome.
Thank
the
you.
show.
Yeah, Richie's here, so I'm
This
here.
man used to beat me in FIFA and teach me how the industry
Chalet,
works.
you know, Chalet, you know the game there, you know.
It is what it is.
The FIFA game there, I'll be the best.
Would they ask him about his favorite artist of the team he's worked with?
That's
One of
not
the
the
people.
question you
Sorry,
asked.
No, it's me.
Sorry, we missed.
You miss, yeah.
You miss you the most.
Yeah.
But before Step came in, I was saying that for creatives, once you are something,
Producer
you are
Sagittarius,
always
you didn't
that
ask
thing,
her
right?
permission before you
Chalet, Debbie, I'm sorry.
Considering that you've signed on a lot of musicians and all of that, has there been a time that you've thought that this person is probably not executing this song how I want them to execute? Let me do it myself. Or
Let me do it myself.
yes. Or
no.
another part is, are we going to see Richie dip back into his musician bag?
No. You see, I'm multifaceted. I thank God I'm multifaceted. But I think one thing I came to realize was that I like being the mastermind.
Jason, come in front. Why are you hiding like your audience?
That's your mic.
So as much as I was great on stage, I was great in the booth and everything, I feel this is more of a calling. So I like this. I wouldn't switch it.
But back to Miss V, you said you'd miss her because she was like a Ronaldo, but you didn't finish explaining why.
Yeah, Miss V delivers. Like, you wanted to sing dancehall, she'll sing it. You wanted to sing R&B, she'll sing it. You wanted to dance, she'll dance. Like, anything you need Miss V to do, she will do it to perfection.
What about Ziggy, his story? It was a bit of a very short story at time at Lynx. What's the question? You've not asked the question. Ziggy, I mean, he wasn't at Lynx
Those
for a
you
very...
miss.
Yeah, I'm talking about... Okay, now people I miss.
Oh, no, he was there for a while. Maybe you didn't notice him early, but he was there for a while.
Not any... I'm not trying to be... what you call it. I'm just asking, where is he now? Do you have any idea where he is? Because I haven't heard from Ziggy. Does anybody know where
I think you
Ziggy
guys
is?
should know one thing about me.
You don't keep telephone numbers of your artists who have...
It's not that I'm so focused on work that the very sad truth is I really don't even have friends. I don't have numbers of people. I don't communicate with people who I'm not working with and stuff. It's a very sad thing to acknowledge live, but it's true. I'm too focused on work.
No, I was just wondering where he had been. I mean, another incredible artist, very different. I was thinking that maybe there might be a lot more that was going to come out from him, whether from the label or he himself. But I think he just sort of left the industry. He didn't. Nobody
because this industry is a bit hard to maneuver. One thing that happens to a lot of people is when they start facing challenges, they just find something else that makes them money, and then they start to just veer off completely.
Step, once you join, I also want to get your mind on this thing. Cyril and Richie they were making a certain point that even though I can side with them small, but they were talking about artists, some artists being indisciplined. You have maybe interviews, you don't show up, those things. And I feel
Please let me correct that.
Yeah.
We're not talking about artists, managers, presenters.
But heavy on
It's an indisciplined industry. No.
Heavy on musicians.
No, not at all.
Managers do very well.
No, they
managers they try.
Trust me, Jay.
They are dealing with a problem.
Jay Foley,
The managers, I've been one before, so I can tell you that.
Let me put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot.
Mention 10 disciplined managers.
Your
fact that
guy.
you have to say,
His
don't
name.
mention anyone from
No,
Lynx.
his name is a problem.
Don't mention anyone from Lynx.
But when I say your guy, I mean doesn't necessarily mean that he could be our friend.
You don't mention
anyone from Lynx.
I'm just trying to recall. Hold on. I'm trying to recollect names. I'm very bad at names.
When it comes to work, yes, Bulldog is disciplined.
Yeah.
When it comes to work, he does his job.
Achisa, this guy, what be name? Godfrey. What's apt?
Yeah,
plenty. Stefan, thank you very much.
3.
3.
Black City did well.
City was
City,
yeah.
4.
Charlie, see, so they're mentioning.
Yeah,
you
I'm
agree?
mentioning.
No. So I want
The
to
point,
know.
but we don't
So
have a lot
the
of
managers
managers. We
are
don't have a
doing
lot of
well.
artist managers.
I know it's the artist that is the problem, but I want
But
to
if I
go
said,
brief for the artist.
I didn't even give you a time limit. But right now, if I said mention top 10 artists who are doing well in Ghana? Can't you mention that without delaying?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we
would
can.
mention, you
But
mentioned
it's
that
just
because
like-
they
let
speak
me-
for themselves.
Let me give you.
It's just because these guys are
listen,
behind the scenes.
Listen,
That is why we.
the
but we
Godfred,
know them.
listen,
Start a bit.
let me give you context. Godfred that he mentioned was like 2009, 2010 trig. Steph that you mentioned was like 012, 13.
Yeah, because I don't F with the modern managers.
Let me go.
That's the only reason. I don't play with them.
No, but my point is that
Last night, listen,
everybody has an amazing.
Kwame manager Manche. He's always in touch. Dope Nations guy, Richmond. He's always in touch. As I'm talking to you, right, I don't want to mention his
That's
name.
not the
but
point. He's
he's no.
He's not talking
He's
about
asking
people.
that beyond generations
Yeah.
as well.
No, I've
right?
gone
So
beyond
that it's
generations.
not-
I'm talking of
But yeah,
today.
you're not getting me. The fact that this is a long conversation
Yes.
should show you it's not an easy thing.
Yeah.
If artists were the problem, when I said this, would have just listed it.
No, I'm just saying that the artist bit where we know that
artists
some
are the easiest
he was
targets.
talking about laziness, which
Yes, I want us to.
I
want us
wasn't
to
talking
punch-
about
I want us to
laziness. I
punch
beg
this
you.
thing in well, because when she
Yeah.
asked me how we fix the industry, I didn't say the artists. I said infrastructure, and artists are not part of infrastructure.
I get it, but I'm talking about
I
where he-
didn't say
So my
laziness. I
point-
said self-sabotage.
Yes. So let me attack
even if
more
something
people.
is in their
Do we have
interest.
A&Rs in Ghana? Do we even know what an A&R is in Ghana? Every artist needs an A&R. How
Andre.
many? What?
Andre.
Andre. Do we have publicists? Do we have image consultants? Do we have people who are doing all these things? Do
No,
we have
they are-
people
they are
handling-
there.
Where?
They are there. I
Where?
think I'll help you out.
Hey,
They are
not the-
marketing managers. They are A&Rs. They are they are all there. It is the artist who probably or the artist who doesn't maybe want to engage. Either one because
they are
of
where?
cost. Either
You'll be
because of
loyal,
cost. I asked the
people
question.
go
I asked this
jail.
question before.
Wow.
I asked this question before.
JC,
That
wait,
when
pause.
was the last time you
Pause, let
had
me
an
attack-
artist?
let me
No,
attack you right now.
let me say
attack-
something.
Let me attack you.
No,
You know I'm-
you say
you
it
know I'm
too.
attacking
I
you.
forgot there's a rule here. I have the mic power. Sorry. Nobody hear you. Nobody can hear you. so the thing is that.
Oh no, ten. Let me. I just
You
want to
finish.
stop you.
Okay, fine.
I
You are
want
the
to
guest,
stop
so
you
you
because
finish.
you see, we have a responsibility to the public and the industry to educate them properly.
Yes,
So when
even
we're
if it
talking,
hurts.
yes, even if it hurts, that's why I'm in villain mode today because I'm pained on how the industry keeps going. So let's not lie to them. How many people in Ghana can say they are A&Rs? How many people in Ghana understand what A&R even stands for to know how to develop an artist? How many people are image consultants? I don't mean stylists. A stylist is different from an image or brand consultant. How many people can say they're artist publicists? I don't mean a blogger or somebody who can say I have a
books
friend who can.
meetings.
Yeah. How many people are publicists who will come up with a publicity strategy separate from music promotion? Because music promotion is different from publicity.
And I say they are there.
They are not. Oh, Jay.
I
I
say
say
no,
they are
no,
there
but
because
Is
I say they are there
the
because
education, like the artist even knowing that
doesn't
I need
that.
A, B, C, D.
Yes.
Because
Even
but you see,
identifying
they are
them.
Or
there.
even having the
I
money
had
to pay for them.
Recently, I had to
for
convince
those
an artist
services.
the reason why he needs a creative director to be on his team.
I didn't even add creative director.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you
That they are
understand? Like,
there.
he doesn't even
But
understand
the
what.
artists are
Why
not engaging them.
say it be this industry? Only this industry that people
Industry.
think that they can enter and be successful without doing due diligence.
Yes, when you say
every
they are there,
other
what do
thing
you
you do
mean?
in this life, if you don't know, you are able to tell yourself you don't know and call the person who knows and say, Charlie, how I go build
So
my
you
house?
agree that
how
they
I
are
go buy
there.
my
The
car?
problem
how
is
I go
calling
do
them.
only
Wait,
music
when
and
you say they are
film
there,
and entertainment.
what does it take to be an A&R?
Inshallah vibes.
No, I'm not being
The thing you they ask, as a musician,
Yeah, so when you say they are there, what do you mean they are there?
They are there. I feel
you
like
forfeit to stay down. As you say, you be artist. Jason say they sing. The first thing he has to do, if sense they in head, is to call the people who are in because be nonsense. Is to call the
Hold on, I'll
people.
enter
Is to
him.
call the people and take God beg you know. Make the spirit of the Lord.
no, our time is up. But please,
Do you
let's just ask
understand?
for an extension.
You
of
for
this.
no. Why say we they allow that ignorance? Everybody goes to I want drop EPO and they work on some EPO. Bro, you can't even talk on radio. If this EP becomes success, now your inability to go do press.
What do you
go kill
want
'em.
in defense of the artist? What do you want an
I'm not
upcoming
talking-
artist?
I don't want this
Or a
conversation
new
to end
artist?
like I came here to
No,
talk
no, no,
about
no, no,
artists.
no, no, you.
I'm not talking about
Not
artists.
you, no, you. I'm entering him.
The artist is very
entering-
Okay, I wasn't here for this. Some lost.
All right.
What he's saying. It's not into yours. What he's saying.
The Achimota student wants to
I feel like the points are valid, But also,
let's
we need to
move, let's
understand
move
that
from music for a second, right? Let's go to tomato farming.
I was saying, I have forgotten power. I have the power to just. So I was saying that
You don't have the power to leave, right?
All right, security. I was just
Why
saying
go
that.
kidnap me here and give them
I'm just saying that. I live in Ghana. I understand that it is internet penetration is not across the entire nation. I understand that there are challenges. There are so many things that the country itself faces. So, if I am Ghanaian and I want to be successful, in the words of was it Kidi or Kwame Eugene? Kidi, he said that he was. If you can't be, he said something about being successful after 30. He passed a comment, something quite.
I think we're 10 years behind.
He says you're born, you're 10 years behind. Yes. Because negative 10 because of where you find yourself.
Yeah.
Only few people might make it through. In the same space as a Ghanaian artist, even aside from economic challenges, not coming to a very, which you are right about infrastructure, a space that's not being regulated properly. So when I'm starting, it will be very difficult for me to entertain and engage all these different people that you've mentioned, which is fine, but they are there. It's not that they're not there. The lawyers are there.
If you let me make
God
my
rest their
point,
souls in Tekwaku, they're all there.
if you let me make my point, you see that your point is. Can I make my point?
Unfortunately,
can I make my point?
To access them would come at a certain kind of conversations that
is my
you're not even
problem.
ready for.
Jay, that's why I said stop
You
talking
finish.
about the artists.
You finish.
Let's go to tomato farming. I like using tomato farming as an example. Crowd. Maybe I'm supposed to be a tomato farmer.
Yes.
You should add
So-
that.
When somebody wakes up and says, I want to do tomato farming, I want to be a tomato farmer, all they need to know how to do is what? Farm tomatoes. They don't need to be an expert in land. They'll go and-
But that's an apple and an orange are two different fruits.
wait. There's somebody who will handle the purchasing of the land. Someone will
Yeah.
handle the land deed.
Yeah.
Somebody
There's a
is
farmer here. I can break it down for you.
I can even
thank
break it.
you.
I've farmed before, so I can break it down for you.
So you
distribution
call
is taken care of.
Yeah, they're off takers. They're all of them.
After
Yes.
you get your
Thank you.
agronomist,
But the
you get
problem
your
here
things.
is we don't have infrastructure in our industry. Every other industry has infrastructure. So you come in with your position. It's like a football team.
So we can't blame-
Wait.
okay.
I'm not
You
blaming.
finish.
That's my point. I didn't want you to go there because I'm not blaming artists. The artists are the least of my concern. Because if you have 1 million tomato farmers and no tomato farming industry, the tomato farmers will fail. But if you have a strong tomato farming industry
Even
and
one
one
farm.
farmer, it will succeed. So if we had a strong entertainment industry with one artist, that artist would be global. But we keep trying to fix the artists. The problem is the industry. We need to get the A&Rs. We need to get the image consultants. We need to get the distribution companies. We need to get people plugging into the DSPs, people doing agency work, so that when Coachella is looking to book, they have an agency to work with in Ghana, and not hope that you will get a big song that one day, it doesn't work like that. Coachella only books through CAA. All their artist bookings are done through CAA. So for somebody to be booked from Africa, you either need to be working,
affiliation.
you either need to be on CAA or have an affiliation to CAA.
Yeah.
So you don't think that, oh, my song is the biggest. Why is Coachella not calling me? They won't. That's not how they work. You can't get your publishing because your song is working. Even if you have the biggest song in the world and you've not signed to a publishing company that will chase your royalties, the money will sit there for 18 months and it will be shared amongst others because you never collected it. So our infrastructure is flawed. So let's stop blaming the artists.
And I agree. Aren't we too small to be? I mean, I'm being very realistic. Look, I mean, they built an airport in Ho, right, and it became almost non-functional. I think so, or something like that. Yeah. Aren't we too small a number to be able to
Jamaicans are
have
3
all-
million.
Yeah, but I mean,
Jamaicans are
music,
3
but the
million.
Jamaican music is
Why?
a very globally accepted music,
Why?
so it
Why?
is
Why?
easy.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. You should ask Bob Marley.
It's the
industry
mindset.
is
Bob Marley?
working.
No, it's the mindset. What did you notice in Bob Marley's music?
Peter Tosh and Co. I mean, it's them. I mean,
What did you
they
notice
push
in Bob
they
Marley's
push their music to a
music?
certain point where the world had to be able to do business
So
with Jamaica.
10 times
I'm
that
just saying the
we
quality
can't
of
put-
music that come out from Jamaica
It's
on that.
all
that
quality
time. I mean,
down.
I'm saying Bob Marley's
It's
time.
not quality. It's the
It's
mindset.
for them to be
Bob
plugged
Marley
into.
kept saying he's global. Bob Marley kept believing what they are doing is worth it. The Ghanaians don't think we are worth it. As much as we feel entitled, we feel inferior. So we don't.
I won't go.
We're not willing to fight for ourselves because
Yeah.
we don't believe we are good enough.
That's the wildest conundrum
Self-sabotage.
I've ever heard in my
Tell
life.
me it's
Entitled and
production
inferior.
team, sorry,
That's
that's not
crazy.
But there's a lot of truth in
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
saying.
Wow.
10:15 we wrap up. But you're going to say something.
It's like let me show you the biggest fights that I can hear in the industry, and I don't understand the fight. Play more Ghana music, then there's a fight. I'm wondering, what's the fight? Like, we are all Ghanaians. Shouldn't we all be saying play more Ghana music? Why are Ghanaians actually fighting about whether it should be played or not?
Because some of the types of songs that are coming out are very, very dragon.
So don't play
Dragonia.
them. No, so don't play
those
them.
ones.
Let me give you an example. And I'm sorry, okay, I won't mention names, but anyone who knows the story will know who I'm talking about. I rarely go out. But I was called to meet some music execs, some global music execs who were in town for a party. This was the first time that they were in town they were in Ghana. We had heads of labels here, heads of DSPs here and everything. They had a party with a global artist attending that party. And a Ghanaian DJ, who was the DJ for an artist, was there. And I was there for 1 hour, 30 minutes. And he either played Nigerian music or US music. These people from Spotify, from Apple Music, from these people who are going to go back and do playlisting, came to our country and did not hear our music. I had a conversation with a guy called Garrick from MTV in 2010. It opened my eyes larger than, let me not even go there, than Powerpuff Girls. I asked them, what can we do to get heavier rotation on MTV? And he laughed and he said, Richie, let me tell you something. I'm from South Africa. They flew me around Africa to sample the music, to go back to South Africa and program for MTV Base. When I went to Nigeria, the most played artist in Nigeria is Wizkid. When I came to Ghana, the most played artist in Ghana is Wizkid. When I go back to South Africa, who do you think I'm going to show?
Wizkid.
If I came to Ghana and a Ghanaian artist was the most played artist in Ghana, then when I go back to South Africa, I'll play Wizkid and the Ghanaian artist.
Richie, what happened?
What do you mean what happened?
Where did we drop the ball for us to have this infiltration?
No, it's not like we dropped the ball. We've never raised the ball.
Oh, we had the ball.
We never.
When did we have the ball?
Talent.
I think we had the ball.
When it comes to talent.
Yeah, I think we had it.
When it comes to talent, we've always been talented.
You ruled. You ruled the airwaves. I was driving to Nzulezu some time back.
Oh no, we still rule the airwaves. I mean, Lomo is there.
Yeah.
And I was saying
going
this
to
thing.
Nzulezu. I'll tell you the story. I was going to Nzulezu and then we had a certain car issue and we were caught in the middle of nowhere. And at that time, they were playing. Maybe that's why Assem is in my mind like that. Then we were playing some back-to-back Assem. And I said, hey, Richie, so you have ruled the airways. So when I say, when did we drop the ball? I'd love to hear an answer from you.
When someone like me talks about Play Ghana, people should listen. Do you know why? Because I'm getting airplay. I'm not talking
at the end of the day.
I'm not
you
talking.
You release a catalog of songs that ruled the airwaves.
No, what
and
I mean
at the point in time.
You don't get me. I'm not talking for me because last year Lomo got the airwaves. The year before that, Monica had it. I've never had a year where I don't rule the airwaves.
No, I'm not talking about that. Listen, these.
Richie, you're not hearing the point.
Richie, they like run away from this thing. The man know I say be big man. Listen.
No, Jay, you're not getting the point. It's not about
Richie,
me.
There was a certain time, look, and stop running away from me, Richie, because you've done it and you've done it well, and I'm giving you flowers for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
roses or lilacs.
Yeah, he's a Montana. Look, again, there was a certain era where all your signees you flooded the airwaves, and I'm sure your weekend starts from Wednesday. You understand? Wednesday to Monday. I mean, from events and everything, all these artists were just sent out like soldiers. They were everywhere. The industry needed Lynx artists before the event stand. From award schemes to concerts to it was a very busy time. Now you diversify, so you have other things to look at. But I'm just saying that there was a certain time and space where you ruled it. So when I say we dropped the ball, I'm asking, how did we drop the ball? It's a valid question.
No, it's not a valid question. You didn't talk about Ghana. You didn't talk about
Wizkid
Ghana
and Skills.
Let
me tell you something. Yeah, let me tell you. As a YFM, the day I interviewed Wizkid and Skills, Wizkid was a nobody. It was Skills that was showing heads with Banky W at that time. I think that same week, I had an interview with Easy, and Easy, she came by. She has also dropped Wengeze. You understand?
You're not thinking
I'm just saying
industry-wide.
that
You're thinking
I'm just saying
personality-wide.
No. But it is the industry that create. No, the industry would
you
have.
don't get me.
No, the
You're
industry
saying-
would have different
You're saying
factions
links,
and different
wait.
elements.
You're saying links.
So I'm
rule
saying
the
something.
airwaves.
Yes, so I'm saying something.
But
Let
the
me
point
finish
is,
it. Let me
in that
finish
time
it.
that links was ruling
let
the
me
airwaves,
finish
other
it.
artists were still suffering.
No. Let me finish. I'm just saying that
Okay.
if that same Garrick, I know Garrick, if Garrick had come to Ghana in that era,
He did. That's the era
I'm just saying.
about.
No. But we had so much. We had so much of Ghanaian music on our airwaves that we're not hungry for any foreign song. If I wasn't to foreign song, I'm into Dr. Dre, still Dre. You understand? I mean, TikTok is my witness. There was an era where Ghana music was Ghana music. It stood.
Which era are you talking about?
Oh, they were.
I think he's talking about airplay, not the fact that the songs were
We-
just good
we
or not bad, but the
ruled- we
songs, like you
ruled
heard
the
more Ghanaian
space.
songs on radio.
Look,
I
Tiny.
think that's what he's saying,
No.
right?
When Hammer released Execution Diary from Abuja Brafo.
Well, we had Atlantis.
I'm just
I'm
saying.
sorry, I'm calling names.
Oh,
but
no, you can't
we had
feel free.
Atlantis Radio that had a whole policy that they don't play local languages.
I understand, but I'm just saying that. I'm
For
just
years.
saying that.
Like Atlantis Radio never
It-
played Framer. Despite the fact that they love Framer, they played my other English songs because they can't play Tree.
No, it's fine for them to have policy. It's okay.
I'm not
but I'm
talking-
just
and
saying is that I'm just saying what I'm just saying
you're
is
going
that
to make the conversation go into
no, I'm just saying so because I'm not ending. That's how come you are picking things out of it. I'm just saying that
and
there was or there has been a certain moment in Ghanaian music history or Ghanaian media music history where if you tune into Ghana, if you tune into any media house, there's a constant at least over an 80-90% of Ghanaian music that you'd enjoy back to back to back.
And I'm saying
and
there
through
never
that era,
has been.
Oh,
through
okay.
that era,
He's disagreeing.
I'm
He's saying
disagreeing
there's
with you
never
that there
has
never
been.
has been.
through
That's
that
the thing.
era, the likes of the Despites and Co, who were releasing at Home and all those people.
Let me show you.
Goodies
Okay,
and Co.
let me tell you what-
There was
let me
a
give you
certain
a story.
If TikTok had not even done a song
Jay,
with
let me give you a
I mean, I
story.
didn't even know that there was a country
Jay,
called Nigeria that was
follow
doing
me.
music.
Let me give you a
understand?
story of how we walked out of a party.
I'm only saying
Let me
that
give you a story.
there was an era,
There wasn't.
and you contributed to that
Jay,
era beautifully.
Listen to me.
But
me,
because
Tiny,
you don't release
listen,
plenty songs any longer.
Me, Tiny, Asem, Prayer,
Yes.
was 4x4 there? No. Like, we're like 10 of the biggest artists. We went to the opening of a restaurant because he was a friend of one of the artists. So the artist convinced all of us to go. And we sat there, and for 3 hours, they played Nigerian music. They didn't even bother to play the music of the artists who were sitting there. And we got up and left and said, next time you are doing your restaurant opening, call the Nigerians to come and give you the publicity that you want. And this I'm telling you about is either 2009 or 2008. Or
Okay, but I think to help him, I think
Help
what
me.
he's saying is now more than before, we don't get as much Ghanaian music
No.
on radio and in clubs and in the streets.
Oh, no.
Is that,
No,
is that,
now,
do you
now,
accept
we are,
that?
now we are doing well small.
No, we're
now they
actually
are doing
better
it, but
now.
There's a certain point in time where media
Compared
houses
to
were
what you're
discussing
saying
this.
that back then, when
Well,
you
I'm
had
just saying,
4x4,
yeah, I get you.
yeah, we're actually better now. Right now, things are getting better. So it's just about pushing
the
it
Lord is
more
on
in
the
that
throne.
way. Yeah. But I'm just trying to say
Things are
that
getting
in general, that inferiority thing, and let's not make it seem like it's about music here.
Yeah.
From movies to bags to clothes to even human beings, we treat foreigners better than we treat ourselves.
Do you see it
Now,
getting
this is
better in the
not
next 10 years? How we treat each other?
if we have these conversations and push the minds of
That's
people
the
to
convo I'm having that
understand.
he's stopping me now.
No, the convo is that let's let people understand how superior we are. And the reason we are superior is because we are Ghanaians. I've traveled a lot, right? As much as I hate traveling, I've traveled a lot. And every time I travel, do you know what I say? Hey, Ghana the bill. We
Of
give
course, I agree with you.
we give such a wrong perception. Like so many people can't wait to travel
Inferiority.
because they feel Ghana is horrible. And like hey, today I'm opening keys too
We
much.
are wrapping up in some few minutes. I'm so sorry, production team. I know we have to be.
I remember
end
when
this,
I was in LA for the BET, right? And the street I was on was beautiful. So the hotel I was staying in was 2 buildings from the Staples Center where the BET was happening, which was another building from where 106 and Park was happening. So everything was all plush for the time that I was there. Yeah. And then the day before I left, I had to go and buy things. So I crossed the road. And where I reached, hey, more than Ghana village.
Agreed.
And everywhere I've been to, I realize more and more that we have such a beautiful place, a beautiful culture, beautiful music, but we don't believe in it. So we look down on it, and then we make others feel bad. Let me tell you something very sad. Touch It. When Kiddy had Touch It, which went global, that Christmas, there are so many execs, so many big people who came to Ghana to come and meet Kiddy, who came to Ghana to come and watch Kiddy perform on stages. And when they were leaving, they asked me, but why don't I hear Kiddy when I go out? Why are they in Ghana? Like, why have they left their country
Where the music is popping.
to come and see this global star, and they are going for a drink and they are not playing his music? And they are going for this club night, and today I'm a piano night. So today only.
I should answer it. We know ourselves too much. It's too we know ourselves too much. But anyway, I mean,
but all this comes back to infrastructure.
Yes.
If there was proper infrastructure, then everybody will start to understand how we all benefit. If things were working well, like, do you know how Payola started? That's what Ghanaians don't understand, and Payola keeps going on when it's not working the way it should. Payola started because there's a limit. You need to pass a certain threshold before you start collecting your publishing royalties. Yeah. Radio needs to play you to a certain amount before you start collecting. Thank you. So Payola started because the record labels would pay DJs
To activate the close.
activate the songs so that they can make money from the songs. So then that way they can come and pay DJs some more. So it's a cycle. The reason Payola doesn't work in Ghana is because we are not collecting royalties.
It doesn't activate any close.
So even if you pay a DJ and they play your song, now you don't make any money from it.
No, you get shows.
But so then now it becomes difficult for you to pay the DJ because the DJ did not directly
Make revenue for you.
and if there were agencies, if
bottomless
there were
pit.
many agencies who were making money from booking shows for artists, these agencies would also campaign with the event DJs that play my artist music so I can
Those are
book them
mix
for
of
the show.
Yeah.
2019 Salafest, we will come and talk to you about all the three of them. I just want you to know that because
Make our performance.
yeah. Richie,
I'm making a comeback.
aren't you? Let's wrap it up. Aren't you gonna make a comeback? You know.
Oh no,
He
no.
said no.
No, you have to do one huge concert.
Tell us some days when you check the bank account, studio.
Oh no, but we can do something. We can collaborate and do some one huge Richie concert. What do you think?
Retirement is nice.
But I have a question for Richie, though. So when you finish.
We are wrapping up. So
Okay. So, Richie, I'm sure for your catalog and catalogs of everybody that has worked with you, right? Even with the distribution that you have now, do you think that you'd ever want to sell it? Because we've heard stories of people selling their catalogs and stuff
Please.
like that.
Oh, thank you for asking me this question. Please, everybody selling your catalogs. Stop.
Why?
Because we need to own our music. We need to own our rights. You see, even if you are selling your catalog and somebody is giving you a percentage, what you don't understand is you don't have the rights to it. Somebody told me a very sad story. They were doing an event in Jamaica to honor Bob Marley. But nobody in Jamaica has the rights to Bob Marley's music. So they need to fly to the States to have a meeting to be able to get the rights. So if we keep doing this, one day, when somebody wants to do a movie about our legends, when somebody wants to tell the hip life story, when somebody
in Germany,
thank you.
Yeah.
a white man.
Right.
Like the rights are so important. If anybody wants to give you an advance, let me give business advice. If anybody wants to give you an advance, that's perfectly fine. You can give me an advance for a stake in what I have. So let's say I own 100%. Then you say, I'm going to do a calculation of the next 10 years. This is how much you're going to make. I'm giving this to you as an advance. Now, based on that, I will take a percentage of anything that you make. Perfect. But to sell your rights, don't.
We had Reggie Rockstone here. He mentioned that you did something like that for him as well, giving him an advance.
Yes.
For something.
So
like
me
that.
my advance now offer.
Hit me up. I'll go sign blank check
Thank
for
you so very much. I mean, we get these insights from persons like Motowners like you, like yourself. Thank you so much. It can come from no other person but you. And thank you for being
the pace setters.
Yeah, the pace setters. Yes.
Except for this guy. This guy at the back of the line.
Thank you so much, Richie. It's been good having you. But we cannot finish this conversation. And Richie, please avail yourself because we have to wrap it up. There's a lot to talk about in this space. There's a lot. So please avail yourself and then let's enter this. We've passed the time that I was asking about Asim, but it's okay. It's fine. No, I just love the brother, and I just there's some partnership that we wish it would have lasted long. That's all. It's just a wish, but unfortunately, people move on, like he said. There are people who wish to see me at Foresight TV, but we move on and all of those things. So well understood. So you said before, move on from links and leave on for somebody.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Retirement is coming.
So thank you so very much. And before we let you go, any stuff to expect? I know you're now in distribution, but is there any new things coming up that we need to expect from you?
I mean, let's talk about the distribution for now. But
okay.
Other things are coming
up.
But me, I'm the Nifreni Kasobeto and Nancy back. Yeah, I'm the Nifreni.
Lenny, our bills and then we can.
Okay, well, if you want to grab hand soap, please grab cleanse hand soap today. Okay, it also cleans about 99.9% of germs, keeps you really, really clean. So you want to grab that for yourself, your friends, or your family. It comes in different variants: strawberry, aloe vera, chocolate, antibacterial, vanilla, and honey. The list goes on and on and on. Just grab one today. Remember to stay clean with cleanse. It is perfect for your hand washing moments throughout the day. Remember that with the GC brand, it's all about you. Now, for those who are very big on listening to music, maybe Richie should grab one of these. The Bang & Olufsen Atelier is here for you. You experience sound like never before with Bang & Olufsen's Atelier. This is where you become part of the craft. Design your own bespoke audio masterpiece or select from exclusive creations tailored to your style. Whether it's a speaker that seamlessly fits your space or a statement piece that turns heads. If you can imagine it, you can hear it. Discover more with Bang & Olufsen at our shop at Atlantic Towers, Airport City, Accra, or you can call 020-169-4341, 020-169-4341. Bang & Olufsen Atelier, you dream it, we craft it.
Thank you very much. And also don't forget to brush your teeth morning and evening with Pepsodent toothpaste. That's cereal. You can wrap it up for us, please. Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
On top of our dental hygiene with Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal, 2 variants to make sure that all the meals we take in and all the wahala with our mouths do not cause problems for us. Now, Pepsodent Charcoal has that mix of fluoride, zinc to make sure that the little cracks in your teeth and all the enamel is sharply polished and gives you that wonderful smile. While Pepsodent Herbal has the mint and herbal extracts to help fix any damage to your gums. Now, Pepsodent has been doing this for 25 years with the Ghana Dental Association, ensuring that we have the best dental hygiene. And you can call them and reach a dentist toll free on 0800 161 000, 0800 161 000. You talk to a dentist toll free. Pepsodent available in every shop and every variant that you can need. Pepsodent, every smile matters.
And literally bought Pepsodent Charcoal yesterday, so that's a power of advertising. Anyway, on that note, yes. Richie, thank you once again, and we're back here same time tomorrow, Tuesday here on Culture Daily, and tonight it plays at 10 p.m. and it'll also be on our YouTube channels as well. Don't miss.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.